Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. We'll begin with our top stories. Activities at the main agencies transporting passengers to the northwest region from Douala have complaints of slowdown in activities following a separatist ban on travel agencies. The registrar of the Cameroon General Certificate of Education, the GCE Board, Dang Ako Dominic, is no more. He died this day, September 25, in a health district in Boya, chief town of the southwest region of Cameroon. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Activities at the main agencies transporting passengers to the northwest region of Cameroon from Cameroon's economic city, Douala, have a complaints of slowdown in activities following a separatist ban on their travel agencies. Gladys Ambodibang, vice of the travel agencies in Cameroon's economic city, Douala, has story.
A timid atmosphere at these travel agencies in Douala, the usual hustle and bustle that hitherto characterized the motor park in Bonaberi Douala is absent. Travel agencies plying the Douala-Bamenda axis have almost been grounded even after the lockdown imposed in the northwest and southwest regions at the start of the new school year was lifted. In the midst of the lockdown, suspected separatists banned certain travel agencies from flouting their orders in the crisis-ridden regions. An incident last Friday, September 22, 2023, in Babachu Buda in the West region seemed to have worsened the situation.
We load our buses on Friday. When we arrive Western region, anyway, they said any bus that will cross Matters and enter the Northwest region will have, in the way we face the consequences. Yeah. So we had no other choice than to drop all the passengers, all our passengers. Then we had to give them extra money to go a vehicle that would take.
On our visit to some of the travel agencies, Monday, September 25, we were told another recent decision banning some travel agencies from plying the Bamenda Douala and Bamenda Yaoundé highways might have instilled fear in many people who are willing to travel. The decision, purportedly by separatists, has been circulating on social media. And the reason?
They gave us a serious threat that if we violate the law, we have to give them some money, 15 million. If not, failure to comply with them, we have ourselves to blame. This was circulating and every people were afraid to travel. Because they even went further, saying that any person that would enter the bus to travel to the Northwest region have herself to blame.
Managers of many travel agencies declined comments for fear of reprisal from authors of the ban. However, some told us off camera that even though a meeting of the drivers' syndicate opted to defy the ban, but were surprised to find out that many other agencies remained grounded. The impact on their activities, they say, is enormous.
We make money when passengers come. When passengers don't come, there's no place. When passengers don't come, there's no money. And we also need a salary.
In spite of the odds, the travel agencies are planning to resume work anytime soon.
Drivers of heavy-duty trucks and other vehicles in the same category have again been reminded of their ban from circulating by the Douala City Council officials some days back, a warning that comes years after the same sanctions by the senior divisional officer for Wuri on the field. Drivers of such vehicles continue to ply the roads. The drivers have decried the absence of parking space and constant clipping of their tires with spikes by the city council agents. We were on the field today. More in the following story. It's not the first ban on heavy-duty trucks that continues circulating within Douala and on the east entrance of the town between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. The warning was issued as far back as 2021 by the senior divisional officer for Wuri. Of recent, city council officials reiterated the injunction during a meeting with heavy-duty transporters. Despite repeated warnings, the measures have again contravened as heavy-duty trucks continue circulating without impunity. The upset is unbearable as the heavy-duty vehicles are responsible for long hours of traffic jam. A vehicle is equally stuck in the hold-up. The truck drivers told us it's impossible to respect a measure that impedes growth and kills an already ailing economy.
De 6 à 22 heures dans la ville de Douala, c'est impossible.
It is impossible to stop us from circulating between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. We are close to the ports. Containers are uploaded every minute.
Ça va pénaliser tout le monde, puisqu'il n'y a pas d'activité dans la nuit.
It penalizes us. There is no activity at night. We can only work during the day and not at night. Night is meant to sleep.
C'est les mauvais stationnements et les sabots que la mairie met partout.
The truck drivers frown at the absence of parking space for them in the town like Douala and accuse the city council of clipping their tires with spikes even when a vehicle has a breakdown.
La vraie solution pour nous, c'est d'abord sur le sabot. Le sabot, parce qu'on ne connaît même plus où on va garer la voiture.
We don't even know where to park. The council is always after us, trying to impound our vehicles via the cost of the traffic.
Finalement, garer les véhicules, on ne trouve pas.
The presence of heavy-duty vehicles has been described as a great threat to the public.
Plus que jamais, je ne sais pas, on n'a jamais mis quelque chose en application ici. Dans notre pays, c'est toujours au fur et à mesure.
The issue is not with the truck drivers circulating during the day. The issue is the implementation of the measures by the authorities.
Ce n'est pas au chauffeur camion. Le chauffeur camion exerce.
With the uncompleted roadworks, traffic hold-ups continue to be the order of the day, with corresponding economic and social inconveniences. The meeting scheduled to take place today in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, between representatives of the Cameroon Teachers Trade Union for Africa and the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Gregoire Owona, did not hold as planned. The annulment came in place after the members of the Teachers Union failed to show up for the said appointment. It should be noted that the meeting initially planned for today was to seek solutions to the unending strike actions, which have since September 4 been held in some schools across the national territory. Minister Gregoire Owona has, however, announced a press conference to be held on Thursday, September 29, 2023, to clear the air on the disturbing situation. We'll come back to that in a subsequent edition of Newscast. And the registrar of the Cameroon's General Certificate of Education, the GCE board, and Dang Akun Dominic, is no more. He kicked the bucket this day, September 25, in Hau district in Boya, chief town of the southwest region of Cameroon. According to sources, he died few minutes after he got to the hospital for health issues. Dang Akun Dominic was the head of the General Certificate of Education and has been since 2018 for over 5 years. At the helm of the board, Mr. Ako leaves behind family and colleagues in the education family to mourn him. Loved ones have all converged to the mortuary where his mortal remains have been kept in order to take stock of the situation. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And the number of youths dropping out of school in the non-division West region of Cameroon is on the rise. It is reported many now engage in illegal activities like trafficking of human parts, bones, and cybercrime. More on the story with our reporter, Fru Williams.
Cybercrimes, human bone trafficking, theft, and the get-rich-fast syndrome has inhibited many young people in the Noon Division, West region of Cameroon. This is now the order of day in the Noon Division as young people have swing for opulence at the behest of their studies. Everybody seeks to make money. It's normal, but what money and at what price? Many are running away from school with one thing behind their mind, that is, get rich at money. The parent is supposed to call the child and show him the right way to follow, which as a child is his studies. In a bid to put an end to this phenomenon, Nabil Mbombon Joya, Sultan of the Bamoun dynasty, has made it a personal fight for the youths to get on the right path. We want to bring back these youths. We want them to come back to their senses. That will permit them to be successful. The youth have to be responsible. Social scientists hold some parents responsible for the attitude of their children. The sociological and environmental setting is blamed for the persistent rise in the number of young people dropping out of school in the Noon Division.
To have more peaceful, resilient, and inclusive communities, young people in the Bombari, Mongo Division littoral region have been impacted with creative and intercultural skills so they could become agents to combat violence and hate speech across Cameroon. The training took place within the framework of the Peace Development Project organized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization UNESCO. More with our reporter Gladys Ambuziba.
It is in a bid to alleviate and prevent tensions and violent conflicts between displaced people and host communities that these youths are being equipped with intercultural skills to combat stigmatization and stimulate social transformation by promoting social cohesion and lasting peace.
We want the students here, the children here, the youths, the adults, everyone here to open their arms to the IDPs, those who have left the Northwest and the Southwest region because of the war, because they find themselves in a very challenging situation. And while here, they're finding it difficult to interact, to get jobs, and there is a lot of stereotypes.
It aims to work with youth for several months till July 2024 to strengthen their ability and capacity to adopt, integrate into their living areas.
And this could be possible by improving their artistic and creative skills and imbibing them with knowledge about heritage and cultural plurality of young people.
We're using applied theatre, participatory theatre, with the students being the ones to identify the problem, prioritize them, analyze them, and create stories. And these stories would come from their personal experiences or from experiences of other people they've heard about. So they tell these stories and they put these stories into a theatre piece.
The young people taking part at the two-day event in the Bombari in the Mongo Division littoral region of Cameroon are elated to have grabbed new skills. I also think I will henceforth welcome IDPs better because there is usually this attitude to stigmatize people, for example, calling them le Bamenda without searching to know where they come from and learn about their culture. And this immediately sends them away thinking we are bad people. We need to interact. The United Nations Peace Building Project aims to strengthen the capacities of 500 young people in different intervention zones through secondary education and non-formal and informal learning centers in Cameroon.
And we now talk sports. Vous Football Club of Cameroon are the champions of the Cameroon Cup played yesterday Sunday at 24 at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium in Yaoundé. They grabbed the title after defeating PWD of Bamenda by 2-0. The ceremony was presided over by the Prime Minister Joseph Diongute, representing the head of state. More with our reporter will present the highlights of the event. Harrison Chia.
The joy was enormous at the sound of the final whistle for the fans and players of Fovo of Baham after their brilliant victory of 2-0 to clinch the 2023 Cup of Cameroon title. A match they practically dominated, taking the lead after 13 minutes of play, thanks to the brilliant goal from Duma Hansi Mbappe, beating the 18-year-old goalkeeper of the Abakwa boys. And the boys of Emmanuel Ndombe Bosso sealed their victory at the 80th minute with a fantastic free-kick goal.
Nous sommes très contents. Merci. Bonsoir. Merci beaucoup parce que nous sommes
and lifting the prestigious trophy from the hands of the Prime Minister Joseph Diongute.
Thank you so much, Haisen Chair. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. And coming up next is The Brief with Mathieu Fangwa. So we'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.